Alright guys, this video has been a long time coming. If you're just interested in skipping to the fight, I'll post a timestamp to where it starts in the comment section. But this is the story between the person who goes by Grandmaster Hawk and myself. Many people over the years have asked for the full story between the both of us, and even now I still see people talking to me with that SFX gamer tag at the end of their name. So I decided, in light of retrieving this video, to tell the full story on what happened between Hawk and myself. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. So the story between Hawk and I started in 2014, where he wasn't just going around saying that he was amongst the best, but also saying that anyone who stepped at all in the game was worse than him, that it made them an inferior vanisher, and so on. He had a lot of G ranks praising him at the time, so I wanted to fight him and see why they thought he was so amazing. I ended up 2v5ing him, and I'll link the video to that fight in the description. It caused such an uproar that I recorded him at the time, and rather than attempt to play me again, Hawk decided he was going to tell everyone that he was better than me. He started spreading lies about me, saying that I only knew how to use high tiers. He also said that you didn't need to step if you were a good enough vanisher, and he also fancied himself as one of, if not the best vanishers on the game, which was completely untrue. Then, 2 years after I 2v5'd him in 2014, he finally agreed to play me again, and this was after me constantly asking because I still kept hearing him get praised by all of these G ranks. So we play again. He didn't win a single game, and he blamed the connection for being completely outclassed. This isn't even remotely true, and you'll see that the connection in these fights was absolutely fine. Hawk moved the goalposts over and over during the years, but this video that he recorded, the fights you're about to see, are a direct refutation of every lie he's ever told about me. He uploaded the fights you're going to see to his channel back in 2016, and about a year or so afterwards, he deleted it. He constantly claims not to care, and he even once told me that he'd hook himself up to a heart monitor to prove that he didn't care after we were arguing for hours and hours. And that's not a joke. He really did say that, and there were people there. Yet he took it upon himself to go through thousands of his own YouTube videos just to find this one video of me and deleted it. One of Hawk's worst traits is how condescending he can be, how he conveys this holier-than-thou attitude. Even some of his closest friends have privately acknowledged this. Even worse than the lies he spread about me is the irreparable damage he did to the RB2 community. This was a guy who uploaded countless RB2 videos, for many years more than anyone else combined, and would simultaneously tell everyone he was constantly retiring and that he hated the game. In fact, whenever a new player was potentially interested in getting into RB2 and came across his channel, they'd ask how they could get into the game and if it was worth buying and so on. Hawk told so many potential new players that they shouldn't get into the game, it was terrible, and they believed him because they saw his flashy nonsense that he would upload where he would just basically mash X and vanish repeatedly. These G ranks believed him because they didn't realize how ineffective what he was doing actually was, nor did they realize how much Hawk did not represent the RB2 competitive community. I can guarantee you that he chased more people away from getting involved into Raging Blast 2 than Jafar's group ever could or ever did. He did this all the while looking down on anyone who had any passion for the game, while he played more than anyone else combined and for longer than anyone else. The hypocrisy and lack of self-awareness of this human being was absolutely astounding, and he really did push a lot of people away from this game. Let's be clear on one thing. Me and Hawk never had a rivalry. It's an injustice to call it that. A rivalry is when two parties compete for superiority. That has never been the case between Darius and I. He's never beaten me, not once in all of these years. He's never even come particularly close. A good chunk of the 8 games that we played, and yes, it was 8 games total in all these years, I won all of them. One was a 2v5. A good chunk of them were 3v5s, and the ones that weren't were very close to a 3v5. He never outvanished me or anything of the sort. I was a guy with an ego and a better skill set who had the truth on his side against someone with an even bigger ego and a bigger platform and fan base spreading deception and falsehoods. You would see in this video that I'm switching a lot more than I normally would. And the reason for that was actually to try to make it purposely look closer than it actually was. If you look at my other older RB2 videos, I didn't switch to anywhere near the same extent. And the reason for that is because I figured if I tried to make it look closer than it actually was, and if he felt like the games were, respectable in terms of the outcome, maybe that would push him towards playing me more. But, once he realized that it was basically impossible at that time to beat me, he decided he was never going to play me again. And he even said something along those lines when he first uploaded this video. But, he had really made up a lot of lies over the years. At one point, I joined a server that he didn't want me in, and he had told people there that he made me rage quit. When I confronted him about it, he said, "Oh, I didn't mean in the game, I meant in a chat." But he never specified that's not true, and I don't even know what the fuck that means. But he never specified that to the people he said that to. So he was purposely misleading, purposely lying because they obviously thought he meant in the game. He never made me rage quit ever. That's never happened. So, quite frankly, I don't care if he has, 100 subscribers or 100,000 subscribers. He's a liar, he's dishonest, and he's a fraud. Hawk has had many chances and opportunities to redeem himself against me, to prove to me, to others, and to himself, honestly, that he wasn't a total fraud when it came to the story between him and I. I offered to play him again countless times over the years, even recently in the early 2020s when I was much weaker than my prime on the game. And, instead of that, he did everything he could to bash me to others. Over the years, he tried to get others not to associate with me. He hid evidence like this video on his channel, purposely went to go and delete it, created other lies about me. He banned me from every server he had any control over. And without me even saying anything, the moment he would see me, he would immediately ban me. And he blocked me from commenting on his YouTube channel. Now, he didn't have to do any of this. It's not like I was, harassing him or anything like that. He could have left this video on his channel be. It probably would have faded into relative obscurity, just like my first video beating him. He could have not spread those lies about me. He could have played me again. He could have said he wasn't competitive, and that all would have been fine. But the issue is that you don't get to say you're not competitive and also that you're one of the best. And Hawk never seemed to understand that. Maybe nowadays it's different, but in the past, he definitely wanted to do that. The issue is that truth is treason in an empire of lies. This video is not merely me beating Hawk, it's symbolic. It's a pure and direct refutation of every major dishonest slander Hawk has thrust upon me over the years. The connection was fine. I obviously don't only know how to use high tiers. And by the way, you know, he wanted this mixed tier battle. So for anyone who would complain about, oh, it's not a full high tier battle, it doesn't count. I don't know about now, but back then, Hawk almost never did full high tier battles. He only wanted to do mixed tiers. So this was just me giving him what he wanted so that he would play me. Hawk, I don't care who you think you are or what legacy you think you've left, but it has never been acceptable in the history of any game, fighting game or otherwise, with even the slightest semblance of a competitive scene, to say you're better than someone who you've never beaten, not even once, and by extension, better than others you refuse to play 95% of the time. Because he really, for a long time, just refused to play anyone who was considered, a pro on the game. You're not some higher being of enlightenment with some esoteric wisdom that only a select few are worthy of proving yourself to. That's nonsense. It's self delusion. You've been, up until this point, an egotistical fraud that tried your absolute hardest to suppress any contrary viewpoint by labeling any and all criticism to your narrative as toxic. That's why you kept me banned from your parties for so long. That's why you banned me from your YouTube channel. You were very obviously scared of what I had to say because I wasn't just going to mindlessly shit talk you. I'm not a xenotype. You didn't like that I was going to tell the truth about the story between us. I have more to say and actually a direct proposition for Hawk, but I'll put that after the matches towards the end of the video. I do want to give credit to Starlia for helping to retrieve the video and for just being a massive help in general and for taking RB2 out of the hands of some very nasty, toxic people and taking the game in a much better direction for newer players, especially on PC. So without further ado, enjoy the video.
Sorry if I'm not myself. I've been going through it and it feels like hell. Living with these memories, they don't help. Looking back and it's been so long. You wouldn't even know it cause you've been gone. I can feel it coming but I gotta move on. I'm losing and fighting my way out the dark. Trying to breathe, overwhelmed by my thoughts. Facing myself, but I don't know where to start. I'm in the middle of a nightmare. At least I can run away. I'm buried under the broken dreams. I don't know who to blame. I'm in a never-ending nightmare. I know I'm going insane. And when I'm under the curtain call, there's nothing left to save. There's nothing left to save. So many wrong turns led me to this. I had the world at my fingertips. See my reflections making me sick. It's making me sick. I'm lucid and fighting my way out the dark. Trying to breathe, overwhelmed by my thoughts. Facing myself, but I don't know where to start. I'm in the middle of a nightmare. At least I can run away. I'm buried under the broken dreams. I don't know who to blame. I'm in a never-ending nightmare. I know I'm going insane. And when I'm under the curtain call, there's nothing left to save. There's nothing left to save. There's nothing left to save. How many times have I fallen apart? Waking up wondering what are the scars. To figure it out, I'll go back to where it starts. I'm in the middle of a nightmare. At least I got away. I'm buried under the broken dreams. I don't know who to blame. I'm in a never-ending nightmare. I know I'm going insane. And when I'm under the curtain call, there's nothing left to save. There's nothing left to save. I'm done with these dark days. I'm putting them behind me. I'm sick of the same thing, cause the fall is never ending. Growing up seems so hard sometimes. I lose friends and family dies. I spend my life just trying to be liked. They're rubbing dirt in my eyes until I'm blind. Why I gotta burn it down in ashes? Always messing up my life and I can't fucking stand it. No, I don't trust nobody, like the world is on a blacklist. So I make the most of all the madness. wasn't her fault and she knew it. Tell me, what kind of man am I supposed to be when the lines the razor blade made are faded? Is there really any hope for me if a simple conversation's complicated? I know everything I've ever done wrong. That kind of memory won't let me move on. Though there's bound to be some things that you ain't told me. I can never be ashamed of your homie. I wouldn't talk to a friend the way I talk to myself. See the voice in my head, I really need some help. I wouldn't talk to a friend the way I talk to myself. See the voice in my head, I really need some help. Step inside, this is my confession. I let resentment turn into a deep depression. I spend the next 5 lines asking bad questions. How could I hit rock bottom, never learning a lesson? Do I deserve this hurting? If my body goes limp, would I float to the surface? Or can I live in a world with no purpose? How could I change when I'm still the same person? I wouldn't talk to a friend the way I talk to myself. See the voice in my head, I really need some help. I wouldn't talk to a friend the way I talk to myself. See the voice in my head, I really need some help. Stuck in a circle, waiting to die. I won't find a way out. Looking inside, don't I deserve to make anything right? I won't find a way out. Looking inside, stuck in a circle, waiting to die. I won't find a way out. Looking inside, don't I deserve to make anything right? I won't find a way out. Looking inside. I wouldn't talk to a friend the way I talk to myself. See the voice in my head, I really need some help. I wouldn't talk to a friend the way I talk to myself. See the voice in my head, I really need some help. Been living existentially for months, feels like days. I feel you in a different plane, unknown. Hating myself for forgetting your voice and things you would say. Tend to let my mind take over my brain sometimes. Sleeping when I'm awake, staying locked up in my head where I speak with the dead. Ooh, no. Should I surrender? 'Cause nothing lasts forever. I've broke bones to get this far. Just gotta keep it together. Everything I'm dreaming
dangerous on the inside too. Your paranoia is probably worse. I don't know what set me off first, but I know what I can't stand. Everybody acts like the fact of the matter is I can't add up to what you can. But everybody has a face that they hold inside. Face that awakes when I close my eyes. Face that watches every time they lie. Face that laughs every time they fall. So you know that when it's time to sink or swim, the place inside is watching you too, right inside yourself. Put me out of my misery. My mind feels like an arch enemy. Can't look me in the eyes. I don't know what hurts the most. Hold it all or let it go. Reliving my memories, and they're killing me one by one. Staring into the void again. No one knows what next time in. The voices in my head say I'm just being paranoid. But it's bad for my health. How much I hate myself. I suffocate the way it pulls me undone. It's like I'm paranoid looking over my back. It's like a whirlwind inside of my head. It's like I can't stop what I'm hearing within. It's like the face inside is trapped beneath the skin. It's like I'm paranoid looking over my back. It's like a whirlwind inside of my head. It's like I can't stop what I'm hearing within. It's like I can't stop what I'm hearing within. It's like I can't stop what I'm hearing within. It's like my face inside is trapped beneath the skin. Built these walls to hide my goals. Your fingers trace the wounds exposed. Try to let you in, but I fail again and again. So I keep you in arms length and let you go, but I don't wanna give you away. Yeah, I keep you in arms length and let you go, but only if you promise to stay. You know that you know, but you really don't know me. I know you in love so hard and it's killing me slowly. And now I can't eat, can't sleep, knowing that you're not lonely. I know you in love so hard and it's killing me slowly. I run this maze, erase my steps, live that line with every breath. You try to let me in, but I hurt you again and again. So I keep you in arms length and let you go, but I don't wanna give you away. Yeah, I keep you in arms length and let you go, but only if you promise to stay. You know that you know, but you really don't know me. I know you in love so hard and it's killing me slowly. And now I can't eat, can't sleep, knowing that you're not lonely. I know you in love so hard and it's killing me slowly. Killing me slowly. Everything I need, I should've known. I should've known. You're everything I need, I should've known. You're everything I need, I should've known. I should've known. You're
think you know that you know, but you really don't know me. Know you love so hard and it's killing me slowly. Now I can't eat, can't sleep, knowing that you're not lonely. Know you love so hard and it's killing me slowly. You're everything I need, I should've known. You're everything I need, I should've known. I was born with a stone in my chest. Mama said I was cursed, Daddy said I was blessed. Boots worn down from running that red clay, and a whisper in my ear said, boy, you're never gonna pray. Got a pistol that don't jam, a smile that lies, and a woman in the dirt with fire in her eyes. They hung her back in 1893. Now she rides with me and she ain't never been free. I'm a bad man riding on a dead man's name. Got a hex in my chest and hell in my veins. You want mercy? Best turn back now, 'cause I ain't the one who's gonna show you how. No priest, no chains, no holy command, just me and the wedge, taking back this land. There's salt on my door and blood in my spit. I sleep with one eye open and the barrel lit. I don't kneel, I don't beg, I don't forgive. I ride 'cause the dead don't get to live.
Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I just want to say that whatever happens from this point forward, whatever peace is or isn't made between Hawk and I, this is the truth and this is the story between me and him. I have no reason to lie. I'm not the one who hid these videos. I'm not the one who banned him from my servers. I'm not the one who blocked him from my YouTube channel. You know, I'm not the one who thought I was above telling the truth. That was all him. And Hawk, don't talk to me about insecurity after you kept this video hidden for years. You purposely went out of your way to delete my one video on your channel in a sea of literally thousands of videos. Now, some have asked me if I'd be willing to come out of retirement to fight Hawk again. At this point, after giving him countless opportunities, if I'm going to ever play him again, I'd want a public admission and apology from him for all the lies he spread about me over the years. I'd want an admission from him that he has never beaten me. I want him to acknowledge that, and that he, at least up until this point in time, has never been better than me. Now, if he can put his ego aside and do that honestly and in good faith, then I can give him that chance down the line and it could be part of a conversation. If Hawk wants the chance to prove himself, and let me make something else clear. Hawk, if you're listening to this, you would not be giving me a chance. It is you being given the chance. You who I'd consider making time for, and time for both of us to unrust and set up a match. And only if you wanted it. Not for any spectators who'd want to see the fight. You're not doing anyone, including Starlia, a favor, because I know you probably would try to go that angle because you always love to say that you were getting on for other people's sake. None of that bullshit. Just you. It must come from you and a desire from you alone to be better. I frankly couldn't care less if I never see or hear from you ever again, and certainly if I never play you again, especially now that this video has been retrieved. It is you who must take the initiative of good faith after all the lies you've told regarding me. And if that's too much to your ego, which I suspect it is, that's fine by me. But I'll tell you this, I will never walk on eggshells for your self-delusions ever again. And for the handful of fleeting times that I did do that, just so we could happen to coexist in the same space, I regret even those. And as for his cult, and by the way, that's exactly what it is. When you copy someone blindly and idolize or look up to them unconditionally or hold them in high esteem regardless of whatever new information you're given, you're part of a fucking cult. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I needn't say anything to them. They're behind him no matter what the truth is. They're going to defend him unconditionally like he's a god. This upload is not for them. It's for people who may have heard bits and pieces over the years, for those who wanted to know what had gone on, what the truth was, because there's a lot of people who know both of us. And the thing is, despite Hawk and I essentially being near opposites, we've had a surprising number of close mutual friends over the years that couldn't understand what the issue was between us. So here you go. This is the lore. Hopefully, it lived up to the hype. And this is me closing the book on this story, putting the chapter behind me, hopefully for good, with or without his approval. And you know, the thing that always amused me about Hawk, no matter how much we'd argue, was how much he fancied himself as a contrarian and how he went against the mainstream and how he was such a, off the path kind of guy for all of his things that he would do. But let's see if he does something different. Let's see if he doesn't do the predictable thing. Let's see if he considers the proposal. Let's see if there's a speck of honesty in this guy to even acknowledge the points that I've said. We'll see what happens. I'm not holding my breath, but he has the opportunity yet again. Either way, no matter what he does, he can only change the future. History is history, and this video shows the history between Hawk and I, the true, full history. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video.
You say